This system could save your boat before you even know it's in danger. On a boat, small problems can explode into big disasters fast. But what if you could spot trouble before it happened? Today we're revealing the ultimate boat disaster-proof alert system. Early warning tech that provides your engine, electronics and hulls from leaks, overheating and electrolysis before they sink your boat. So kick off your shoes and come barefoot with us. We are John and Ellie, the Barefoot Doctors. Our dream boat, a Leopard 50, was taken from us in a fire. And in that loss, we found something extraordinary. We made a wish list of everything that we ever wanted in a cruising catamaran. But that boat just didn't exist. So we did the only thing that made sense. We set about to design and build it from scratch. We partnered with a visionary team at Portofino to bring a one-of-a-kind design, a fast, expeditionary aluminium catamaran to life, combining our ultimate wish list with their groundbreaking innovations. This isn't just a boat, it's a revolution in cruising, and we're taking you with us from the first spark of an idea to sailing the most breathtaking corners of the planet. So join us on this journey because life is better barefoot. Hi guys, well welcome back. We are here in Dubai at Portofino shipyard and we are with the wonderful Raphael, and he's going to explain to us about the systems that we've got that he's been working with Raymarine very timelessly and putting these unique systems into Portofino. So it's going to have an amazing effect on what we can do, and he's going to share that and explain that right now. Over to you, Rafa.
Hello everyone. We are here today to introduce the Yacht Sense Raymarine, customized for the Portofino boats, in this particular case for the Portofino 47. So first, what is the Raymarine Yacht Sense? Is a software that will run on the Raymarine screen, that will display all the function then we decide to display on the Raymarine screen. It's an additional page, will be ready to open anytime on any screen Raymarine of the network, where you can control or you can even operate some particular device of the boat. So what we are going to do now, we are going to show you how this system it's working from the operation point of view. So this is a touchscreen Raymarine. In this case, this is just a TV, then it's not touchscreen. So John will be helpful to slide the picture one by one. This is a home page. In the home page, you have all the selection of the additional pages that you can select. Here there is one alarm. Then when this alarm come on, you know then you have to go to the alarm page, then it's here. And from here you can see, in any case when an alarm come on, you have a window, then pop up, and you have to give the acknowledgement of the alarm to remove the windows. So it's impossible then you miss the alarm. On top of that, you can push the button of the alarm page and you can go there and have a record or a better description of the type of alarm that you are facing in this moment. So the home page is just like a website. You click on the page that you need and you go. Second page is not only the level of the liquids, because from here you can of course view the level of all the tanks we have, and you can see we have fresh water, fuel tank, grey water and black water, port and starboard because it's a catamaran. From here you can see the level, but from here you can also, we have a spatial Unix system, then you connect permanently when you are in marina the freshwater pipe to the boat, and with some solenoid valve, by pushing load, you load the water in the tank. This is just a couple of words to describe the system. It's not a direct water in the system. This system will fill the tank. The water will be run by the freshwater pump. Why that is very important to specify, why we don't connect the freshwater from the shore directly to the freshwater of the system of the boat. Because in case of leak, if you are not there, you can sink the boat, or you can have a serious damage by the marina water. In case some pipe breaks, no, there is no limits of water supplied by the marina.
We want to bring you all that information, so go ahead, you know what to do, like, subscribe, and ding the notification button.
And back to the video.
So what we do from the fresh water, we fill the tank. And in case of any failure, there is an overflow, like the overflow that normally happen when you fill the tank with the hose from the cap. But you avoid the annoying operation to go outside, take the rubber hose, open the cap, fill the tank, and after remove the hose and close the cap all the time. From here, by pushing load, this system will refill automatically your two tanks. And when the tanks will be full, automatically the valve will close. You don't have any high pressure from the marina in the boat. It's only refilling. So in this part we have the two tank, port and starboard, and the refilling system. Second one is a fuel tank. Fuel tank, you have the level of the two fuel tanks plus the push button to transfer from one to the other. Of course, the system knows the level, so when this tank, I push the transfer from port to starboard, when I reach the top of the full tank in starboard side, the system automatically stops the transfer because he knows the level. We have some kind of different color when, for example, you reach the bottom here, you have an alarm. When you reach this level, you become red and you have an alarm and pop-up windows, then you have to close with acknowledgement again. And you have the two transfer in the two directions, so you can balance the tank as you need. Grey water, not all the boats, this size of boats are equipped with grey water tank, but we already equipped because we know that in the future the regulation may change, probably will change, and the grey water tank will be also like the black water tank, mandatory. So better to start now already with the boat equipped with. And here we don't have so much to talk about. You have the level. By push the button empty, the macerator will empty the tank. Same for the black water. When you reach the top, become red, like you can see them. In the diesel tank, the red is the bottom, so it's a low level. In the gray water and black water, the red is when the tank is full. By pushing the empty button, you throw the gray water and black water in the sea, so it needs to be done where you can do it. You cannot do it, you are in the marina, we have the cap on the deck, then you can connect the pump and suck your black water and gray water outside. By clicking to the electric page, you go on this page and display the electric system. Then we decide to manage with the system. Then it's not the complete system of the boat, but we decide to manage from here whatever is useful to manage from here, to don't make so complicated the system. So what we have here, we have the light, of course. So all this light we can manage by switching on and off, area by area. We have the navigation light. We have the light of the cabin. You are leaving the cabin and you want to switch off all the light. You don't have to make the tour of the boat. By clicking the all off here, you switch off all the light of the boat. And when you come back, you need just to click on the light and you want to, the area, because we divide the area, as you can see, this is the hull, this is the center of the boat, so the D-net, the fly bridge, here is fly bridge, here is the D-net, the cockpit. We divide the lights in different zones. So I want to switch off the port side hull or the starboard because nobody's there. So I don't want to go there and see which light is on, just switch off that. Tender lift, kitchen lift, and ceiling fan. Ceiling fan is the small fan that we have in each cabin. Again, I want to switch on the fan, all the fan in one with one push button. I can just switch off from here. Okay, so if I off from here, no one is working. If I want to let them work again, I have to switch on again. Kitchen lift as well. Kitchen lift in the 47, we have the liftable kitchen. Could be useful to stop this from the Raymarine screen, because if you have child around, this kitchen is going up and down, and there is a button there locally, and if you push the button, the kitchen go down. So when you have child in the boat, could be useful from the captain on the wheelhouse. They say, let me switch it off, then I have child there. Same for the tender lift. Tender lift could be dangerous to leave always active because someone could push the button. But if I have to go to the switchboard to do that, I have to leave the wheelhouse. Sometimes in this kind of boat you have limited crew, so we try to manage some important function according with the situation. But I don't want to leave the wheelhouse and go to the switchboard to do that. So this is a remote control of the switchboard. Same like a tender lift. The operation of the tender lift needs to be limited to people with know-how about how this baby is working. It's lifting more than 300 kilograms. It's better to keep safe, so keep it off. So to sail with a boat, basically what you need navigation light if it's night. You need anchor light, why not? You need to switch on and off accordingly with what you need. The jib motor, the Exqisit motor, the traveler of the main, the thruster, winches and windlass. Windlass, again, if you have child in the boat, when you sail, it's better to keep always off. Okay, but you have your seaman, friend, anyone that is operating the windlass, anchor come up, lock the anchor and remove the power from it. Because when you sail, somebody, even accidentally, or because maybe they don't know what is that, they can push some button and try to move the anchor. Not safe, just switch off from here. Same for the winches. You stop the boat in the bay. You just arrive in the bay, roll your sail in, switch off the winch, because the winch is powerful and dangerous. If you are not there, maybe some child go to push the button again. Even adults, maybe sometimes they don't know what is that, and accidentally they push. When the winch start to move, it doesn't stop if you put a finger. So it's safe to switch it off. And again, you can do it from your Raymarine monitor. You don't have to go anywhere. Thruster as well. When you sail, thruster no need to be on, so you can switch off from here. This is the on-off function of this kind of device, and this is the lights. You have here navigation sail, navigation motor, so you have the steaming light, additional, anchor light, mast and deck is the light and we put on the spreadle. Mast is deck light up, and you see the sail, you don't have light in your face, so we split light up and light down in mast and deck. When in the night you want to see your sail, you switch on mast up. Deck light, if you have to do, for example, during the mooring, you can need to see properly the ropes. And underwater light. Underwater light, when you decide, you switch on from here. So change color here and change color here. This is the underwater light. And any one you push on become green here and green here. Next one, this one. In our boat, we have 8 bilge pump. Normally it's 2. In the Catamaran, this size Catamaran normally is only 2 pumps. In our boat we have 8. You have 8 pumps. On top of this, for each pump we have 2 floating switch. One for the operation of the pump, automatic operation, and one in case of failure of the pump, the water reach the second level, we have a very loud alarm in the boat, because that become an emergency. From here you can see the status of all the pumps and all the switch. You cannot operate from here. This is not designed to operate the pump, but we have also in wheelhouse a mechanical switch, then you can operate. From here you can see if the pump is working, then change color, and here you have the 3 color. In this case it's 3 color, not 2. Why 3? Off is blue, on is green. On is 3 means that this pump has been run before. Now we stop it, but has been run for a while. So this is an alarm, then tell you in that compartment, now it's okay, but before there was water. So let's have a look why this pump has been worked before. This is a good memory with 8 pumps immediately, and it's very useful to know. And in your 8 compartment, 1 was filled with water. And for the high-level alarms also, because maybe I have a high-level alarm here, then the pump manages to throw the water out, and the alarm is come back. So the alarm is finished. So it means that not only the pump has been worked, but even the water has been reached the second level. So this is an additional alarm, okay? With 8 pumps is very useful to know which one has been worked. With 2, you have one is one hull, one is the other one. But because we have partition, sealed partition, we don't have any communication between each other. It's important to have different pumps for different compartments. So this is only a monitoring system, okay? Reset, because if it is an acknowledgement. Okay, I've seen, I managed the problem, nothing serious. The sink was leaking from one connection on the bottom, I fix it, finish, alarm is finished. Reset, and everything become like before. The next page we are going to see is the cathodic protection. We already talked about the cathodic probe, then the silver chloruro element here. This will be installed in the hull, welding in the hull like this. This is the reference signal. Between this cable and the hull, we need to find this power between minus 1100 to minus 900 millivolt. Above or below, they have one in medium range alarm, not so serious, but is like a pre-alarm. But when you reach here or here, you have intense corrosion or overprotection. Even overprotection is dangerous for the boat. So you need to know then for each hull where you are. So you have the levels with the different color, and the spot then will tell you where you are. In the blowers page, this page, what we have here, we have the situation of our engine room, the temperature, engine room temperature, actual temperature. If you push setup on up and down, you can set up the temperature, the threshold of the temperature, then the blower will start. You are in Caribbean with 30 degrees outside, you set up maybe 35, 40. You are in a cold place, you can set up even 25, 27, 28. So according with the place where you are and the outside temperature, you can decide at which temperature the blower has to start. When the temperature will come down the threshold, the blower will stop automatically. So you don't have to manage up and down, switch on, switch off. It will do the work himself, okay? You can also on and off manually. I want the blower on. Why? I'm changing the oil of the engine and it's a little bit hot. I run the blower and the blower will move a little bit of air. And this is the blower. Downstairs we have exhaust temperature. The exhaust temperature is important because every time you sail, you have the 2 engines at the same RPM, 1,500, 1,500. The exhaust temperature is the exhaust in the outlet of the turbo. The turbo of the boat has one cap, then if you remove it and you fix the probe, the temperature probe, it will give you the temperature inside the turbo, at the exhaust of the engine. This is very important because if you have difference between the 2 engines, immediately you know that one of the 2 engines have problem. So the exhaust temperature can increase if there is some problem with the ignition, the electronics ignition common rail, can have some problem, you can have some injector that is not properly calibrated, so the system injects more diesel than what is required. More diesel is temperature higher. Or if you have the opposite problem, the injection will inject less diesel, you have less temperature because the temperature of the exhaust is proportional of the quantity of diesel that you burn. So this is a monitoring system for your ignition system. And any other factor. Even, for example, if your air filter of the engine is blocked for some reason, the engine will not burn properly. And here, because it's a common rail electronics, it will reduce the ignition. Reduce because the air is not enough. The engine have a sensor, and the air pressure need to be that much. If it's less, it will reduce the diesel injection to balance the mixed air and diesel, to protect the environment, to don't make black smoke. But in that case, you don't have performance. You have a problem. The engine manage himself, but you don't know that. Yeah. From here, you know immediately, because if you have in one side a different temperature and your engine have the same RPM, there is something wrong. 10 degrees more or less could be. The threshold of your engine, I think, is around 590 degrees, the maximum exhaust temperature as per the manual Yammer. So if one is 550, one is 560, it doesn't matter. But if one is 400, one is 500, is a big sign of problem. And here, of course, you have an alarm. Then will come red if you cross the limit. So this triangle is normally gray, become red if there is an alarm, together with the number. This number become red. This is a muffler temperature. Now we are going to explain why we have a muffler temperature and we have exhaust temperature. We have two temperatures there. The muffler temperature need to be maximum 60, 61, 62 is the box of the muffler, the external temperature of the muffler. If you burn the impeller, the row pump impeller, no, the rubber impeller, or if the impeller is damaged and the quantity of water, seawater, then sent to the engine to chill down, to cool the engine, is not enough. The engine, it will run, but you have less water in the exhaust and the temperature of the muffle will increase. So there, if you broke the impeller, immediately the temperature of the muffle, because you remember then you have a mixer with smoke and water that goes in the muffle. If you remove the water, the temperature of the exhaust is more than 500 degrees, 400, 500. So if you remove the water from there, you burn all this exhaust system. So we put an alarm there. Your muffle needs to be maximum 60, 61, 62 degrees. Above that, better to have an alarm and check what happened. So for each engine, you have monitoring of the exhaust temperature and monitor of the muffle temperature with the relative alarm. Again, then go in the alarm page and pop up the window. So this you manage all the temperature of the engine room. Engine room temperature, exhaust temperature, muffle temperature. Useful to have this monitoring because you sleep better if you know that all your system is running perfectly. Watch time to time this temperature and you see, then you start to see temperature not normal, then start to raise up a little bit, you prevent the problem. Your impeller maybe is not start to go, so you have to take a look before it breaks completely and you lose the engine, or even worse, the piece of rubber, they go inside the exchanger, and it's a tube exchanger, and you have to remove the exchanger and backflow to push out all the piece of rubber. This happens when you burn the rubber in a bad way, and all the piece of rubber, they go in there. To prevent all of this and to keep your life easier and enjoy the boat, alarm page now is empty, but here you have date, time, alarm description, status, reset. Status, still on or not, change color. Reset, okay, is the second acknowledgement, because the first one you have done already to close the pop-up windows, but still there. So I want to reset because I fixed it, not anymore a problem, reset. Okay, here we have the list of the alarms with date and time. So back on the home page of the system, we would like just to remember that we have a mechanical bypass for all the important functions, like the winch, the windlass, the navigation light, whatever. This is just a remote control. Whatever happened to the Raymarine network, you have a mechanical switch in the engine room, then bypass any other control. So you can switch on your light or your winch or your windlass, you have to run away because the weather conditions are changing. You push the button, winch is not working, problem. Go down, switch on from the mechanical switch, then bypass all the system. Lift your anchor, go back in a safe place, and have a look later. And it's almost the philosophy of the boat. Plan B now, have a look later. Always a ready-made plan B.
You love plan B.
Yeah, me too. Because I have to repair, in my previous experience of captain, I have to repair many things in urgency because we don't have any plan B. It's not working, it's going to be a drama. Imagine the winch, the windlass. Windlass is not working. You have to run away from the bay because the weather, especially in Mediterranean, the weather sometimes change, the wind direction change in very short time. So you have to go. You cannot wait. But what we have done from our previous experience in Maxi Yacht, we try to downsize the technology of the Maxi Yacht at the compatible size of the 50 feet catamaran. So with part of the philosophy of the Maxi Yacht, you cannot take everything from there because there is no space, and also the cost is not reasonable for a 50-foot boat. But we try to downsize the concept of the Maxi, where they have different certification, different mentality, to downsize in the boat. Then in the end of the day, both of them are in the sea. Both of them are in the middle of nowhere sometimes. Why only the Maxi Yacht? They have to be safe, and the small yacht, no. So we would like to try to bring the safety condition of the small yacht as much as possible close to the safety condition of the Maxi Yacht or a ship. Of course, the dimension is different, and not everything is possible. But this is a good compromise.
So, Rafa, that is really exciting. That is, again, it just puts Portofino into a whole other level, having all these systems that you can open a screen and see what's going on at the touch of a button, and I for one are really excited about it. Fantastic. What do you think, guys? Put the comments below what you think. If you've got any questions about it, put the comments below and we'll flick it over to Rafa.
So guys, next episode we will reveal a brand new hydraulic steering system with automatic built-in redundancy from Portofino.
So it's goodbye to that chunky old emergency tiller on the transom. And we'll see you next week, guys. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and thanks to our awesome Patreons whose money helps us save lives around the world. Please make sure you subscribe and ding the bell so you don't miss out on any of the exciting upcoming episodes. Hold on to your dreams because like the wind in the sails, they propel you towards endless possibilities.